Showtime! The Capital G show starts right now.
What's up YouTube, Capital G here, talking Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight in this video, and guys, Konami finally did it. They finally made a Dark Magician Girl card that's fucking practical and surprisingly good. And just to clear things up, I love Magicial Girl. Everybody knows that. I think that it is a top 5 artwork ever in this game. I don't care what 1 through 4 is, you have to have her in your top 5. And that brain control effect she has is raw as fuck. The problem is, she's like impossible to summon right now, even though the artwork is so good. Anyways, let's talk about Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. She's a dark level 7 dragon fusion effect monster, 2600 attack, 1700 defense. She requires 1 Dark Magician Girl plus 1 dragon type monster to be summoned. Her effect reads, must be fusion summoned with the above fusion material monsters or with the Eye of Timaeus, and cannot be special summoned by any other ways. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 face-up card on the field, destroy that target. Okay, so it really does help that you can summon her with the Eye of Timaeus. We talked about in the earlier video today. I mean, it basically, Timaeus makes it as simple as summon Prisma, don't Dark Magician Girl from your deck, then use Timaeus, and poof, out comes Dark Magician Girl Dragon Chick. I mean, you don't have to do anything involving, you know, or remotely related to dragons at that point, because Timaeus just ignores all the other materials, and Timaeus basically becomes the material. And if you don't want to run Prisma, I guess what you could do is you could essentially throw a couple of Dark Magician Girls into an already established dragon-based deck, like, you know, Mythic Rulers, for example, and then you could discard it to the graveyard using things like Regeki Break or DDR, Different Dimension Reincarnation. And then when she's in the graveyard, I mean, all you have to do is use Dragon Mirror. She is a dragon, and, you know, the cost to summon her is really, really low. Pretty much at any point of the game, you're going to have at least 1 dragon in the graveyard, so that's the easy part. Now to the card itself, I've got to admit, she's actually really legit. Like I said, surprisingly so. 2600 attack is really good for a level 7. You know, being able to pop any face up for the cost of 1 card in your hand, I mean, I think that's really good in my book. And I love the fact that she isn't limited to monsters. They could have very easily made this card just monsters only, and she would have been like, you know, it's like, okay, whatever. But that means that she can take out back row, and since she's a quick effect, what I like is it lets you be aggressive and defensive at the same time. I mean, if it's your opponent's turn, then you can obviously use her effect to take out, you know, a Tenki that your opponent tried to activate so they don't get the bear and pop your monster. But if it's your turn, then you can obviously use it in the battle phase against something like a Fiendish Chain or an Abyss Spear so that you can get your attacks through. It's also worth noting that she's one of the only monsters in the entire game that can deal with 101 by herself. I mean, I believe that it should work like this. They summon 101, they activate the effect, they have to detach both materials as the cost. At this point, it passes back to you, you get a chance to respond. Obviously, you're going to respond with her effect, targeting him for destruction. The chain's going to resolve backwards, her effect is going to activate first, and it's going to try to pop 101. 101 has no materials, so when 101 tries to activate his effect, he's no longer on the field, he's already dead. So, you know, he shouldn't be able to resolve his effect because he's dead. So I think that this card is going to be pretty fantastic for casual decks. As far as competitive goes, I mean, again, just, you know, maybe you can experiment with throwing Dark Magician Girls and some Ravines into dragon decks, or again, Prisma just makes this card really, really easy to summon with Timaeus. It's such a shame that they didn't just make it, you know, 2 dragons to summon her. I mean, that would have been so freaking good, because then every single dragon deck would have just splashed in like 2 copies of Dragon's Mirror, and it just would have been like crazy. But, you know, the stats are good, her effect is legit. You know, the fact that it can destroy back row is really good too. In this format, just single 1-for-1 removal is really good. The fact that it's a quick effect makes it even better. So let me know what you guys think. Maybe you can build a deck around this. Thank you for watching as always, and I'm out. Subscribing makes life happy.